Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. Alexa, what is the date?
It's Saturday, May 7th.
Great. Alexa, what is the time?
The time is 6:44 a.m.
Excellent. And Alexa, what is the weather like today?
Next month, there's a high wind watch in effect Sunday, May 8th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. The current weather is 72 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can look for mostly sunny weather with a high of 88 degrees and a low of 55 degrees.
Okay, well, summer is coming. High wind here. So first of all, I want to say yesterday we hosted the oldest AA meeting in Pahrump. It's been going for about 30 years, called TGIF. It was hosted here in Roland Hall. So they had not been doing a live event since COVID and kind of problems finding places and things like that. It was a small turnout, but it was also live on Zoom. So people from other places did join in, and this is a thing which I think will grow. So even though AA is not supported by neuroscience, it's a good thing for people to do that have nothing better. Why? Well, what we know from a neuroscience perspective is what causes you to want to drink is the release of dopamine, massive amounts of dopamine. Oh yeah, that is my chair. I heard it all in the thing yesterday. Okay, massive amounts of dopamine. Compelling you to drink, like way more than a typical person. Every time you see alcohol, think about alcohol, etc., you release dopamine, which is going to get you to want to drink. When you release serotonin or oxytocin, I should say, when you release oxytocin, the amount of dopamine released goes down. So from a AA perspective, the idea is if you feel like drinking, call your sponsor, go to a meeting or go to a meeting. Those release oxytocin. When you release oxytocin, your desire to drink goes down. So the thing is, you don't need to call your sponsor. You don't need to go to a meeting. You just need to be around people you like and that are supportive of you, etc. Also, under the heading of our self-identity is made up of our self-beliefs. If you believe that you're powerless to alcohol from a neuroscience perspective, guess what? You will be. Anyway, very proud to report that yesterday we hosted the first meeting from 6:30 till 8 p.m. And it's going to be every Friday. This will be the TGIF. It will be on their app, which I'll try to pull up quickly. So let's see. Here we go. It'll be on there, but the app is that little chair. So this place will be on there. Okay, it's Saturday, the end of the week. Probably a lot of people and a lot of want to be fledgling, thriving warriors have an attitude of, oh, I get to relax. And I usually criticize that because you shouldn't. But today I want you to think about it a little differently. If you have this feeling, if you notice you have a feeling of, oh, finally the weekend, I get to relax, I get to have some fun, that should tell you you're in the wrong job. You're not doing what you should be doing. You got to figure out what you're passionate about and pursue that. Because if you're passionate about something, then what you're going to do is when the weekends come along, you're going to feel like, okay, good. Now I get to really work on this part of the thing during the week that I couldn't do during the week because during the week I had all these other problems. So take a look at that and see if you feel that the weekend is the high point. That means what you're doing during the week is not really good. So that's that. We are 5:24 into it. Let's go to our friend Seth Godin, because the topic of today is confusion to the enemy. So from Seth Godin, we'll get, well, what is the enemy? So Seth Godin's talk, which is in the notes below, defining the enemy. Some situations seem to call for an opponent. It might be our personality, the structure of the engagement, or the way we've been taught to behave, but having an enemy seems to focus the individuals in groups. True. For 50 years, America decided that the USSR was the enemy and spent a great deal of time and money and attention maintaining that threat. For many people, the boss is the enemy, the controlling managerial authority, the opponent to be bested in a fight over work, effort, and passion. Or it might simply be the hockey team we're skating against tonight. Pick your enemies, pick your future. Okay, so what's the point of that? Well, enemies can focus our attention. And perhaps we have evolved that we see things as you're either with us or you're against us. Pick your enemies wisely. So we're going to have enemies. We're going to perceive that we have enemies. Pick them wisely would be the topic of that. And let's see. Wow, 6:53. Interesting. Well, we're not going to talk about the Navy SEALs thing. Let's see, anyone else. I want to acknowledge the people who have paid are getting caught up. Bravo. And my hunch is you're actually feeling a little bit better because you don't have that little guilt thing going on of wondering if Bo or Jeff or me are going to call you out, or you're going to be served a eviction notice or told, here's your choice. So bravo for that. For the people who have not paid, who are also not the people watching this, because why would they watch it? Why would they watch it and not pay? So, but we need to get the message to them to do what they are supposed to do, and just do what you're supposed to do. And here, Camp Rain Man, those of you who've been here know there's only two things you need to do. Always do your best and just do what we ask. That's it, and you'll get ahead. If you take that to work with you at your job, even if you don't like your job, if you take with you the idea, the attitude of, I'm always going to do my best and I'm going to do what they ask, you'll be okay. And what they ask is sometimes, don't make me have to tell you everything to do. Anticipate things. Don't wait to be told. Okay, so I'm asking you, don't wait to be told for me to tell you what to do. That's a kind of a unsaid thing at most jobs. Some places might have an attitude of, don't do something unless I tell you to do it. That's okay also. But do what they ask you to do and always do your best. You can't lose on that. And if that is your attitude, that's great. If you get into a job interview and people say, well, describe yourself or tell me a little bit about you, you might say, well, from a work perspective, I'm really pretty basic. I have two rules. Always do my best and do what they ask me to do. And that could include anticipating what needs to be done. That's how I am. I always do my best and I do what I'm asked to do. And they're going to say to themselves, wow, good answer. Haven't heard that one for a while. That's really a good answer. I like this guy. I like this person. So from our career science perspective, that career services perspective, that's the message for today. If you want to be successful at work, one thing to do is, one approach is always do your best and just do what they ask. And That's our expectation here. When it comes to your job, the document you signed spells out what we expect you to do, what we ask you to do. Keep the apartment clean. Okay, so we're now at 10:12, and now we get to say, and another thing you can do to make your life better. In fact, you could say this in your interview as well. I have 3 things. 1, always do my best. 2, do what they ask me to do. And 3, I try to adhere to the Navy SEAL maxim of yesterday was the only easy day. So every day I'm going to do a little bit more. Boom. Got it. Done. Handled. End.